He whispers fear, he wields the sword, but he cannot silence the living word. Every drop of blood becomes a seed, every broken heart cries out a creed. The gates of hell will not prevail, God's truth will stand, it will never fail. From martyrs to saints, their crowns are
Finding the right words to use for this song. I have you in mind, so it won't take so long. Love is not afraid you, but you're here, and so I love you.
Howdy, 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 howdy. Okay, y'all. We're going to talk about Proverbs 14:1. If you're not familiar with that, it is the scripture that states, "A wise woman builds her home, while the foolish tears it down with her hands." And I'm bringing this scripture up for a reason, because some of us women aren't exactly understanding how to build a home. And I know that some people think that it's a financial thing. There's finances is involved, but it's not like the main driver of building a home. Building a home is building an environment where your husband feels he can escape from the world and have a sanctuary. That's building a home. Building a home is giving the environment the comfortable feeling of, I'm home. Your husband should be rushing home after work, excited to come home, excited to get in the door and be away from the world. You know what I mean? Now, the other portion of this is it's a little bit of finances, okay? So let's say you guys have goals. Like, you guys have like a 5-year goal of doing this or that. For instance, our goal is to get out of BC. So for that to happen, we have to save money. So part of building a home is doing something that's collectively best for all of us as a whole, both mentally, spiritually, and physically. So building a home might look like opening up a separate bank account that only one can access, so that you can put money into it and not take money out of it until the needed time. In this case, I'm going to be opening up 2 bank accounts, one for emergency fund and the other is for the moving fund. So emergency fund is like, let's say I need a tooth pulled in the near future. Well, we'll have money for that. We don't have to like break the bank to do it. We don't have to not pay one of the bills to do it. You know what I mean? So that's part of building a home as well. Making sure that you manage the home. That's part of our duty as women of the home anyway. Proverbs 31 says as much. She looks to the ways of her household, and it's glorious because she's managing it well. In Titus 2, we can see that the woman is the keeper of the home, which means she knows everything going in and out of the house. She's the dominant CEO of the whole entire family. Okay? She's a CEO. She's not the president, but she's a CEO, which means that she has the authority to wield the checkbook, you know what I mean? And do what's necessary for the family. And these things are very important for us women to understand when we're looking and talking about homemaking and being a keeper of the home and biblical womanhood. We should be working around every aspect of building a home. Making sure our husbands want to be home, making sure our families would rather be home than in the world. You know what I mean? If your kids want to be out all the time at their friend's house, you're doing something wrong. Okay? Your kids should be inviting their friends over because the house is so awesome. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Your husband should be rushing home, saying things during the day like, I can't wait to come home. I can't wait to see you. Oh man, I can't wait till today's over. Because that is the environment that you have made. You've built a home. And that's a glorious thing, y'all. That's a glorious, beautiful thing. And we should be really, really striving for that. In all actuality, we should be all striving for that. And some of us who are able to be home with our children and are lucky enough to have a husband that can sustain the family on one income, we should also be taking care of the home. That means making it look nice. That means making sure that it's presentable at all times in case somebody drops by unannounced. You're not scrambling to like scoot things into the corner or underneath chairs or something just to make it look a little neat. Know what I mean? It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm saying like it shouldn't look like when you walk into the house that you guys haven't done anything in like 5 years and there's like cobwebs everywhere kind of thing. You know what I mean? It shouldn't look like that. I mean, it's okay to have like a few clothes on the kids' floor because they don't ever clean their room because they're lazy, which is okay. Kids are like that. Let's say you're in your room, you have a stack of books on the side of your bed, like I do. I have a stack of books on the side of my bed and a basket full of yarn because that's who I am. Or down there in the living room area, because I don't really watch TV. As you guys know, I like to study more than I like to do watching TV or anything like that. So there's like books all over where I sit, all over, because I'm always learning, I'm always reading. And that's something that every woman should be striving for, is to read. Because women, if you didn't know this, even if you just read a little bit a day, like a couple of pages or maybe a chapter a day of whatever book, you're putting knowledge into your head. You don't know that, but it's true. You're learning new words without even knowing it. You're learning vocabulary. You're learning punctuation by looking at the words on the piece of paper. You're imagining, so your creative part of your brain is active, and that helps you with your homemaking and your creativity of the home, of building a home. You didn't know that, but that's true. That's exactly why they say read to your kids when they're babies, because it makes them intelligent. It makes them more articulate when they're speaking. So women, if you want some books to read, I have given y'all a nice 5-book list. Now, one of the book lists has eight volumes, okay? And that's because it's anime, and I love anime. I'm a nerd, okay? I'm a nerd. I'm a full nerd, okay? If I could find Sailor Moon Crystal anime manga, I would totally buy those. You have no idea. I found My Happy Marriage anime volumes. I've gotten 2 so far. I'm getting the rest of the sets for my birthday cart. So I'm getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's 6 books coming. You cannot even imagine how happy I'm going to be when they come in. The other books that you might want to read, and I'm giving you books that are like, you know, Christian friendly, okay? These are Christian friendly books. Not in the sense that they're Christian books in like, for instance, My Happy Marriage, they go on the spiritual Japanese side of things with Shinto, And if you know anything about Shinto, then you know that it's a pagan worshiping thing. But you can learn how to distinguish. If you guys ever read the Bible, like the New Testament, you would see that Paul, he often went to other places and he would see stories of their so-called gods and he would relate it to Jesus and then convert them. So you can do that with other things too. Like, for instance, with My Happy Marriage, I don't really go into the whole entire Shinto stuff, but I was aware of it because when I was pagan, and I really enjoyed reading Shinto worshiping things and whatnot. I found it very fascinating. But anyway, off topic. My Happy Marriage, in the essence of it, is traditional gender roles. And so that's why I really like the books, because Mio, she is a homemaker. She is a home builder. She is a strong, capable, beautiful woman who overcame lots of adversity and lots of dysfunctional dynamic, okay? She's a hero in my books. Okay? She's a hero to all women who's ever had like a really bad life and doesn't know if they deserve happiness. That's who Mio is. And I love Mio. So that's why I read it, because she is so strong. And I'm like, oh man, if I could only tap into just a tiny bit of that strength. Oh. Anyway, the other books that I mentioned was A Little Princess and The Secret Garden and Jane Austen's Persuasion, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. These are really good books, okay? They're very good. For instance, the two that I mentioned, A Little Princess and the Secret Garden, sorry. They're set in the early 1920s, 1930s era. So it has like the dynamics of that time of like womanhood and like proper etiquette, things like this. I think they call it finishing school in the books. That the girls go through this finishing school kind of thing to learn how to become a lady. And then Persuasion and Pride and Prejudice is set in the Regency era. So like late 1700s to mid 1800s or somewhere in between there. And it's the same thing. It's about women it's about different kinds of women etiquette during different time periods. You know what I mean? And I really find that fascinating as well, like studying different women eras and how they progressed over the eras, like women etiquette in general, and then like public etiquette, home etiquette, things of this nature. I just find it all very fascinating. I don't know if you guys understand that, but this is something I really enjoy. I like learning about different things. And since I started on this journey of being more womanly and feminine, which started about 6 years ago, and really took off, like literally after I became Catholic, it really like just soared from there. So like this will be 4 years this year. No, it'll be 3 years this year I was Catholic. Yeah, because it was April 8th, 2023 I was baptized. Anyway, 3 years I've been Catholic, and nearly 2 years I've been on Prozac. And when I started Prozac, it really like, it's weird. It's weird because when I was pregnant with Lucas, for instance, I was very girly. Like, I don't know what happened, but like, I wanted to paint my nails. I wanted to wear pretty dresses. I wanted to have pink and frills all over the place. I wanted to do my hair nice. I wanted to look nice. I wanted to smell nice. And then after I had him, I guess my hormones went all out of whack again and I was depressed. I don't know. It was apparently I was depressed that was causing the issues. And then when I got on Prozac, I could immediately feel the way I was when I was pregnant with Lucas. And I was like, man, I really want pink. I really want dresses. I really want frills and lace and all kinds of girly things and just fill my world with pink. I wanted pink, 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 pink. Everything pink. Soft, girly things. Soft, girly era. I wanted to create, make, and do, and all kinds of things. And it was just how it's been since you know? And during that, I didn't know how to like go about learning how to be more feminine and femininity and whatnot and proper etiquette, proper public representation. If you knew me since I was like just before I was 20 to now, you would understand what I mean by that, because I didn't understand like proper public etiquette, how to speak, how to be, how to dress, how to navigate social interactions and whatnot. I didn't even know like what was proper to do in public spaces. For instance, I used to just look and stare at people because I'd be observing, and I didn't know that that was considered rude until I was married to Dennis-sama, and he told me, don't stare at people, it's rude. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And so over the years I have learned a lot. Staring is rude, but compliments are okay. So let's say you're like walking past someone and you see something on them that you naturally would say, that's pretty, you know? Like sometimes I see a necklace or earrings or a ring or something, and I'm like, oh, you have a very beautiful necklace. Oh, thank you so much, they'll say. And it's just me passing by them when I say it. It's not like I'm staring at them constantly and being like, oh man, that necklace is beautiful. No, I'm literally looking straight ahead, or when I'm out with Dennis-sama, I'm looking at his ankles to follow him. And then I'll look up once in a while to make sure I'm not going to bump into anyone. And I'll notice something on someone. Hair barrette, earrings, ring, bracelet, necklace, skirt, sweater, shoes, and I'll compliment them. That's good etiquette. I do the same thing when I'm at the grocery store and I'm going through the cashier when we're doing the checkout. I notice something from the cashier's attire that I enjoy looking at, and I'm like, wow, you have really nice earrings today. Oh, thank you. I'm like, where did you get them? And then she's like, oh, I got these from my mom or something, you know? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Purse, bag, whatever, you know? Even a phone case. I've had people compliment me on my phone case. They'd be like, wow, your phone case is so cool. Where'd you get it? I'm like, well, I made the inside of it. If you wanted to know, I just used a piece of paper and I put my favorite stickers on there. Cut it into the size that I needed and put it on the inside of the phone case because the phone case is see-through. And I got the phone case from Amazon for like $12. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah. Creative. Know what I mean? And it's so much fun, you guys. It's so much fun to read and then like get lost in a book. I can't even tell you how enjoyable it is. That's why I like reading the Bible. I like reading biblical womanhood books, biblical femininity books, anything that I can devour that has anything to do with womanhood, motherhood, uh, God's version of me. I'm going to consume it because I really, really want to consume that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And, whew. Well, you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I have the flu again. I've been fighting it for a little while now, since the weekend actually. Started about, I think, Saturday or Sunday. So annoying, you guys. You have no idea. Having a bad immune system is not cool. Like, I just suffer when it's flu seasons. Anyway, let's chat about what I was doing on here. So this is me at Starbucks. And I had a pressing matter that needed to get dealt with immediately that day. Usually when I'm at Starbucks, I'm doing things like calendar book work, emails, something like that, you know? And so I knew that we're almost into February, so I had to do some calendar book work. So that's what I did. I went into the calendar book here, and I started putting things in that needed to go in. I'm going to have to do it again for March because I'm pretty sure February is going to go by in a blink of an eye. I mean, January is already gone, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? So I'm probably going to have to do March next. And this was my other Mio-inspired hairdo that I was telling you guys about yesterday. So I took the sides of the sideburns, pulled them into the back, did a little tiny ponytail thing, and then I clipped a nice lace bow on the back end of my hair and let the rest of it down. And as you can see, it worked out very well because it just kept everything out of my face. It was really nice. Really, really enjoyed that day. You'll see in this video a couple of times that there's a man that keeps walking back and forth behind me. That I you know, like, it happens. I don't know why men do that, but it's like they're trying to get my attention or something, and I never look. You'll see, I never ever even look, but I can tell that it's the same person because in my peripheral vision I can see, you know what I mean? Without actually looking, you can see if you are very good at maneuvering. Anyway, I noticed he was walking back and forth, and I'm like, no, I ain't gonna look at you, man. No. And I didn't. And then you'll see he runs out the door after, hoping that I will actually take a look, but I didn't. But I notice him running, so. Have you guys ever, like, just sat in the coffee shop and just enjoyed a coffee and just did some calendar book work? It's really, really enjoyable. Like, really enjoyable. Did I get it on film? I don't even know if I did. Of the guy walking back and forth. I don't even remember if it was when I was filming or if it was after. Whatever it was, I didn't give him the time of day, even though he wanted me to give him the time of day because, well, I'm married. And I ain't gonna do that, you know what I mean? Ain't gonna happen. I worked very hard on my calendar bookness. It was fun. I enjoy it though. It's not like it's like a boring thing. It's part of building my home. Doing calendar book work. Because you're putting in appointments, grocery shopping days, whatever else might be coming up. Oh, I have to go back soon and do the I have to do the cancer screening again. I forgot. I have to do that soon. Well, anyway, that's gonna be fun, I guess. Lord have mercy. Last time I had to go for biopsies. I hope I don't have to do that again. It was painful. But I guess we'll find out. We'll see. Who knows, right? Anyway, y'all, I wanted to know how you guys are doing. I'm going to be around more this week because there's not much to do this week. And I'm sick, so there's not much that I can do about that. Except fluid intake and rest when I can. Other than that, y'all, that's not going to stop me from moving around, as you know. I like to move around, even when I'm sick. So I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be doing things. Don't worry. But I'll be a homebody this week. Working on things at home. Like, I have some sewing projects I got to finish. And sewing projects to start after I'm finished the sewing projects that I'm currently working on. No. What are you playing on? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. I can't wait till I get to read some more of My Happy Marriage. Volume 1. Oh man, I'm gonna devour this book quickly now that I know that it's not that far away now. Till I get the others. Oh, I can't wait. Yes.
Someone explain why I'm spawning up there.
If you're wondering, yes, Logan. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She's American.
She's not. You're wrong. Yes, you are. Oh my god. Why do I always have to prove things to this fool?
What is wrong with this level, bro?
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm sorry. I was wrong. She's actually very American. She's from New York City. New York. So she's like the most American you can get. Dang. But she incorporates a lot of French culture and language in her music because she loves the French culture. That's interesting. revenge. You and me could start a bad romance. Oh, I want your love and all your lovers' revenge. You and me could start a bad romance. Oh, caught in a bad romance. Oh, caught in a bad romance.
That practice one, I almost gave up.
Ra 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 ma ma ga ga ooh la la. Want your bad romance? That was one of my favorite songs back in the day.
What, the song that makes us right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna play different remix, bro. There's some random freaking remix. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I hate when I'm sick.
That's the, that, bro. What?
What? You're listening to Kesha now?
I almost just punched my face.
I only like couple of songs from Kesha.
Yo, every time I play this level, I start sweating. Maybe the aura is too high, bro. The aura from this level is too high. It is horrifying me. Why are there so many random songs? Actually, these are not random at all. Yes. You know what else song this level has, man?
What?
This one right here.
I like that song too.
The reason why I think this is streaming is because it has so much aura, and because these songs like it.
Can somebody bring me another toilet paper?
No.
I gotta blow my nose.
Oh no. Why is this level so hard? It's by the way this level is a minute and 20 seconds shorter than Artificial Time. Maybe that's why it's so hard. Do you think?
I don't know.
Like because in G, if the level is longer length, most likely it's gonna be easier gameplay. Because there's a really easy extremity called Dark Odyssey that is 6 minutes long. So it means it's like almost like Stereo Madness gameplay, but for 6 minutes.
I have no idea what that stuff means.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Like easy gameplay, like one fight.
Well, good.
This level is like 1 minute and 30 seconds, so it's like the most impossible gameplay ever. That's why you can start playing shorter levels, because I need to get used to that gameplay.
Good. Do it.
But there's one person who's not used to this gameplay. Laser.
Oh, man. constantly blowing my nose.
The only extremes he's beaten is memory loss. And like most extremes I've beaten has been straight line.
Do you guys want me to read to you? I'll read to you.
Except for acting.
I'm going to read to you some of my favorite book currently. All right. All right. Here we go. He'd been walking very slowly, she realized, and had adjusted his pace for her sake. Unaccustomed to such kindness, she felt tears welling up in her eyes. Why did people call him merciless and cruel? He was so caring. If only she was a good match for him, then she'd want to stay with him forever. But of course she was worthless. Feelings of self-loathing began to creep into her heart. And here we are. They'd stopped at a large kimono store. Judging from the style of its signboard and the facade, it had a long history and sold luxury clothing. They went inside. The venue was lined with tatami mat flooring. Stunning long-sleeve kimonos were displayed on clothing racks, where the shelves held bales of fabric in bright colors, perhaps for summer. It was Mio's first time in a kimono vendor, and she was awestruck. It's so big. Suzushima's has been my family's go-to kimono store for generations. I hear they even make kimonos for the emperor. That's incredible, she mumbled artlessly overwhelmed. Then she suddenly became self-conscious of what she was wearing, which made her even more hopelessly ill at ease. Although she wasn't dressed particularly poorly, here in this high-class store, she stuck out like a sore thumb. Most obvious was the color of her kimono, which clashed with its pattern. Her father had probably selected it at random. While it wasn't a cheap rag, it wasn't what you'd call a quality kimono either. Welcome, Mr. Kudo. A pleasure as always. An elegant older lady, presumably the shop owner, greeted Kyoka with a polite bow. Despite her modest air, she was undeniably stylish and vibrant at the same time. Sir, I hope you don't mind me getting right down to business. I've selected a few items for your consideration based on what you requested. If you would please come this way. Very well. So he was buying a new kimono. She wasn't sure if she was expected to follow him, so she stayed put. A shop clerk noticed and came over smiling. Miss, please allow me to show you around. Thank you. I'll take a quick look while I wait for you, Mr. Kudo, Mio said weakly. Take your time. If anything catches your eye, let me know, and we'll buy it before we leave, Kyoka replied, before disappearing into the back of the store. I could never be so presumptuous. Everything in this store looked terribly expensive, and she couldn't imagine pestering Kyoka to get her anything like that. To be more specific, she wouldn't be able to bring herself to ask him for any gift, no matter the price. Acutely aware that she didn't belong here, she sighed, but nonetheless allowed the clerk to show her the shop's wares to pass the time. In the Japanese-style room at the back of the store, Kyoka stood facing Suzushima's owner, Keiko. Keiko. Between them lay beautiful women's long-sleeve kimonos covering every inch of available space. Tee-hee-hee, I see the time has come for you to buy a lady's kimono, Mr. Kudo. Kyoka had known Keiko since he was a boy. Whenever he needed a new kimono, he'd have it tailored made for him at her store. She'd become something of an acquaintance of his and had come to know many things about him, including not only that he was a stubborn bachelor, but also that he hadn't even really had a lover. Don't read too deeply into it. Please, there's no need to be so shy. I'm so very glad you finally brought a lady to my store. It was true that he never bought a kimono for a woman before, but he'd been compelled to do this for Mio after Yuri had reported her findings to him. Mio was mending her old kimonos the other day. When Yuri had brought Mio the sewing kit, she hadn't been expecting that the girl had needed to stitch up torn old kimonos, although she'd tried to convince her that was no need for mending. After noticing Mio's embarrassment about the state of her wardrobe, she'd allowed her to carry on. Mio's attire had also puzzled Kyoka. The kimonos she wore from day to day were so old, you'd think she was the daughter of an impoverished farmer. They differed in color or pattern, but they were all similarly worn out, and he'd felt sorry to see her dressed in them. Eventually, he decided to bring her to the kimono store, even though he'd never felt like buying his previous marriage candidates gifts when they'd pestered him about it. But that didn't mean Mio was special to him, of course. Do you have anything you think would suit her? Keiko laughed abruptly at how obviously he was trying to change the topic. Hee, I believe so. Delicate colors like this or these here would complement her quite well. Kyoka nodded, agreeing with Keiko's recommendation. Subtle colors matching the season as well. Sky blue, spring green, or perhaps light purple would be good too. Even with her honest advice, Kyoka had trouble making up his mind until he happened to glance up at a kimono Keiko hadn't yet pointed out to him. How about this one? He asked. That's a very good choice too, but I'm afraid that by the time we get it ready for your lady, the color would be out of season. It was a long sleeve kimono in an arresting pale pink. Yet somehow the delicate colors also had an eye-catching vibrance. Would Mio look good in this? He tried to picture her wearing it, but quickly banished the image from his mind, abashed. What on earth am I doing? There was no special meaning to this. None at all. Okay, Kyoka. Mio would have been disgusted if she knew he was picturing her in his mind like this. I think she'd be more embarrassed. Like, oh, he's thinking about me? Oh my gosh. What do I do? Blushy face. A man of his age ought to have better self-control. I'd like you to tailor this one for her. I'm going to read one more page, guys. Oh, are you set on this one then? He handed Keiko the pale pink kimono. Yes, even if you can't finish it by the time spring ends, she can wear it again next year. Could you also make her a few kimonos from these fabrics? The price doesn't matter. Of course, sir. Kyoka chose several different colors from among the fabrics Keiko recommended. She'll also need sashes and other accessories in matching patterns. Can I leave that to you? Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, Keiko clapped her hands and fetched a palm-sized box that had been set aside. You wanted to take this with you today, sir? He lifted the lid to check the contents, finding the item inside exactly as requested. Kyoka nodded. Yes, thank you. Please add this to the kimonos, and I'll settle the amount due altogether. Very well. One more thing, Mr. Kudo. What is it? He carefully tucked the box away inside his kimono before looking back at Keiko. She opened her eyes wide and met his with an intense gaze. You must hold on to that girl. Excuse me? She is what you call a diamond in the rough. Her hair, skin, face, and all her features have the potential to shine with a little polish. With some more care and attention, she can blossom into a beauty on par with your handsome looks. Keiko had an eye for those things. It was her job to doll people up and make them look pretty by dressing them in beautiful clothes. Not that Kyoka hadn't noticed Mio's prettiness himself. Your purchases today are only the beginning. Don't spare the girl your love and financial resources, and soon enough, yes, you will revel in the delight that only dressing up a beautiful girl can bring. She seemed to honestly believe so, too. So that's where we'll end today, and I'll come back and read you some more another time. But doesn't this make you want to go and buy these books? Oh my god, it's so awesome! So, if you didn't know, the anime series is actually on Netflix, and I keep watching it over and over and over again because I'm like obsessed with it. I love My Happy Marriage. You can guess why. I mean, like, it's a love story. It's perfect. She's like this 19-year-old virgin who's been arranged marriage with a guy that she's never met before, and then all of a sudden she meets him and he's the most gorgeous thing she's ever seen, and she's too scared to even be with him because he's so gorgeous, and she feels like she's nothing compared to him because of the way she grew up. She was very, very much abused. And so his gentleness, his kindness, his caringness for her has been really like giving her mixed signals, mixed feelings, and she doesn't want to get attached to him because she fears that he's going to send her home anyway. So that's just the premise of why she's acting the way she's acting around him. As you could tell in the book, I would never bother him with such trivial things. These are way too expensive anyway. And even if they weren't, I wouldn't even be able to ask for anything. I mean, I'm worthless. That's how she thinks of herself because of the way she grew up. But Kyoka, he's like, she's so beautiful. Why doesn't she see it? You know? So that's why I really like the books. This man, he sees her potential. He sees the beauty inside of her. He sees the real her. And he brings that out of her. You know what I mean? It's kind of like my story. My story with Dana-sama. I was in this family that was abusive. And I constantly felt like I was never going to amount to anything better than what was expected of a girl growing up in Whalley area of Surrey, you know? And he took one look at me the very first time we ever met, and he decided, no, there's more to you than that. And it wouldn't be for a while later that I would see that vision that he saw in me. You know what I mean? And then when I became a Christian, I started seeing myself the way that he saw me and God saw me. And so I started striving to be that version of who they saw me as. And honestly, I'm letting my natural self flourish. The natural me. Like, I've been looking for the real me all my life, and I had no idea where she was. And now I'm letting her come out and do things that I wasn't able to do before, like wear pretty bows in my hair like a little girl, but only I'm a woman, and I really enjoy bows in my hair, okay? I don't care what that looks like to the world. I really like bows. I also like rose scented lotions and lavender scented hand oils, and I like cherry blossom smelling body mist. I like coconut smelling body oil. I like all kinds of different kinds of dresses of all different kinds of colors. But mostly my favorites are peach and pink. And I'm not ashamed of saying that. I really enjoy all the girly things in life. Like in this video here, you can see that just above my head a little bit, there's like a signage. It says Princess Stacee K. I like that kind of decoration, wall decorating. I like that kind of thing. I like hearts, stars, bows, lipstick kisses, girly stuff, like pink roses, you name it, anything girly, I really like it. I like girly keychains clinking clanking off my purse. I like all the girliness that you can think of. Teddy bears. I have like tons of pink teddy bears now because I just every single time I see a pink teddy bear or a pink anything, I'm buying it. Like I'm buying it. I want my whole entire world filled with pink. Okay? I want to live in a pink little world on a pink cloud. That's what I want. That's my femininity. That's the way that I do things. And Dana-sama, he really likes to see me act like a little girl when I see something cute and pink. Like we were walking in Superstore and we went past this area where there's like a bunch of teddy bears for Valentine's Day and whatnot, but there was like this rack of little tiny bears, like purse-sized bears, you know? And I was looking at them and he's looking at me and I'm like looking at them and then he's like, pick one. And I was like, really? He's like, pick one. So I picked the pink one with the silver sparkles. And I said, this one. And he's like, oh my God, you're so strange. And I was like, oh, you're so cute. Look at it. And he's like, shh, not in public. Not in public. And I'm like, sorry. But now it's on my bed right beside me. I have it right here with me. And it's a pretty red bow and a pretty red heart on its foot. And it's just so cute. I called it Chibi Chibi Moon because it's so small. Chibi Chibi Moon. And I put it in my purse. Yes, I do. Because these are therapy. Okay? It's a therapy thing. Okay? These are like, whatchamacallit? Emotional support stuffies. Okay? Emotional support stuffies. I love cute pink things. And since I've been doing this, I haven't had much issues with my anxiety. Like I haven't had a really bad panic attack in a long time. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I know it's all you. By the grace of your love in my life, I know it's you. But yeah, and he lets me have these cute little moments where I find a cute little tiny bear like this. It's so cute. And I can put it in my purse. I can rub it on my face because it's so soft and fluffy. Oh, gee. Here, I'm going to let you hear it, okay? I'm going to rub it. Can you hear that? That's a fluffy of the little bear. So cute. You can bet your bottom dollar, okay, that when I'm going around in the kitchen tomorrow cleaning up, that little bear is going to be in my pocket, okay? My apron pocket, because I love having my little bear, okay? My little chibi chibi moon comes with me everywhere when I'm in the home, okay? That's the way it is. Also Lola, which is my pink axolotl. And then I have another bear that's a medium-sized bear. It could fit in my purse, but I would rather not put it in there. And I got it from the dollar store, and it's just a pink little beautiful little thing and fluffy and so soft. And I named it Chibi Yusa. So I have Chibi Chibi Moon, Chibi Chibi Yusa. I have Lola. I have my Melody, which is my little Hello Kitty friend. That's pink. So yeah, I'm covering the bed in pink. Currently, pink stuffed animals. And I gotta gather some more pink Percies because I don't really have too many of them. But yeah, I thought that I would read that to you so you guys could see why I really like it so much. And I hope you understand now how gorgeous that book is and how much I love it. And it was very hard for me to stop reading because I just wanted to keep reading. And as you can see, I actually react to what I'm reading because I can actually hear Kyoka saying what I can actually hear him saying, don't read too much into it. It's not what you think. I can totally hear him saying that. And the elderly lady being like, I know better. You know? I love anime. It's just so awesome. And that anime is really funny because she is a lot like me. Like she gets embarrassed when she might have said something wrong, or if she doesn't do something right, or if she thinks she's done something not appropriate, she'll just start blushing and then she'll start freaking out. I'm the same way because I don't know proper etiquette really, but I'm learning, and as I go along, it'll get better. And I've gotten a lot better than I was, which is good. But yeah, there's potential. There's a lot of potential, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really like this book. I really recommend the whole entire series. If you're wondering how the 8 volumes is possible, on Amazon, they have the regular manga, which is the one with all the pictures, and then they have the light novel, which is no pictures, and it's just the novels. So, love you. So, the novels is what I got. And I just wanted to read the novels. I didn't really care too much about the pictures because I have the series on Netflix if I want to see visuals, you know what I mean? And besides, I have a great imagination. I could probably picture things myself. And so I just wanted the novels. So there's 8 volumes. That means there's 8 novels. And I have 2. And I'm only on the 2nd chapter because the chapters are actually very, very long. So in each book, I think there's like 4 or 5 chapters because of how long the pages are. Yeah, 5 chapters. And how long they are is quite significant. For instance, chapter 1 starts on page 3, and then chapter 2 starts on page 41. Chapter 3 starts on page 69. Chapter 4 starts on 113, and chapter 5 starts on 143. Then there's the epilogue, which is like a sneak peek into the next book, and it starts on page 151. And then the afterword, which I don't know what that is, but that starts on 155. And I have volume 2, but the problem is I don't want to read volume 2 and then be done volume 2 and not have volume 3. So that's why I'm trying to do it as slow as I can, even though I just really want to just read and read and read and read. Like if I could, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was also a Twilight fan, okay? And if you guys know anything about Twilight, you know that the books were very thick. Very, very thick. Especially the Breaking Dawn, okay? Breaking Dawn was the thickest, okay? That's why they had to break it up into 2 movies, part 1, part 2. Because the dang book was so big, okay? It was like huge. Anyway, I bought all the books so that I could read them and not stop. Do you know how long it took me to read all all of them. So it was Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. 4 books, okay? And they got progressively thicker and bigger as you went from Twilight up to Breaking Dawn, okay? It took me 2 weeks. I read nonstop. 2 weeks. All I did was read it. Actually, I did take a break in New Moon because when Edward left, I was mad and I didn't want to read anymore because I was really angry at him. I was very angry at Edward for leaving. But then my boyfriend at the time read the back of the book and seen that he comes back, so he threw the book at me. He returns. I'm like, damn it, now I gotta find out how he returns. So I had to read. But yeah, I stopped reading for like 2 days because I was so mad. I was heartbroken. I cried. I literally cried. I was that upset. I was like, poor Bella. Poor Bella. Anyway. I know. I'm a strange one. I know. But I love books. I love them. I get lost in them. I love books. To this day, I still love books. I don't get lost in video games as much as I get lost in a book. And I'd rather read a book than play video games, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the 3 pages that I did read to you. Yes, that was 3 pages. And man, I just wanted to keep going. You have no idea. But I have to take my time with it. I know, y'all. I just want to read it too. I'm probably just going to end up reading some of it tonight and get to like chapter 3 at least. I have to. I have to. The book has way more details than the series, if you're wondering. The books. For instance, some of the dialogue and what happened didn't happen in the anime series. A lot of the nuance and stuff wasn't there. But there is some of the basic important things that you get the gist of that are in the book, that are in the series. You know what I mean? Like the main points. But yeah, I thought I'd share that with you so that you guys could possibly fall in love and want them too. And I will be back in the next one. I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will catch you very, 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 very soon, y'all. I hope you have a great evening and God bless you. Later for now. And take to heart what I said. Think about it. Love y'all. Later for now. Bye-bye.